my name is Johan Peters, and this is the first news and prophecy which is interlinked with Prophecy Bites. But because it is current news in the development of God's overall plan, we wish to bring it to your attention in these separate bites called News and Prophecy. Which role does Donald Trump play in world history? Well, let me first paint the background of the US and how it is characterized spiritually before I come to Donald Trump. When we think of the US, we all think of the Statue of Liberty. What most of us don't know is that it symbolizes the Egyptian sun goddess Isis, which was reincarnated in Babylon as Ishtar, and during the Roman times she was Libertas, and in the present day she is represented and adulated in the Statue of Liberty. Constructed by Bartholdi, who wanted to promote this god or goddess. He was a Freemason like many of the US presidents. Clearly the Statue of Liberty is not the symbol of democracy and freedom as we are led to believe, but spiritually it symbolizes the Egyptian order of the Isis lineage, which engaged in temple prostitution, harlotry, and is associated with sex, desire, transgender, fertility, war, and political power. The prophet Isaiah says the following, and let us see where the shoe fits. How is the faithful city become a harlot? It was full of judgment, and righteousness lodged in it. But now, murderers and companions of thieves. People at one time looked up to the US and what it stood for. But now the wars that have been perpetrated by the US have absolutely nothing to do with judgment and righteousness. But they are fought for power, money, oil, and greed. In Revelation 18, she is called Babylon, the mother of harlots. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. She says in her heart, I am a queen, and I shall see no sorrow. Therefore in one day she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her. Now, according to the encyclopedia, Babylon stands for the accumulation of material wealth and the so-called refinements of civilization. Both are conceived to have a corrupting effect on the morals of the inhabitants. Now, this is happening to a certain extent in every country as we all want wealth and progress. But the US is the epitome of it, or the mother of greed and selfishness, business, Wall Street, banking. I will not go into more details as there is no end on how the shoe of harlotry fits the US and how a lack of morals are corrupting so many others. Now we get to Donald Trump and his role in history. Revelation 17 talks about the globalization and the 10 political economic regions or kings into which the world will be divided, and that these will have one mind and shall give their power and strength to the beast, which is the Antichrist, who will be the leader of this new world order. Donald Trump is obviously of a different mindset. As he said in his recent UN speech, we reject globalism and embrace patriotism. He just said that he has not yet read the UN report warning of global warming. So he is separating the US from the rest of the world, and eventually these 10 global political economic regions described as the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. In other words, the world will turn against America, which will eventually, at the end of the last 7 years, end in a nuclear holocaust. Now, when this happens, we are at the end of the last 7 years time period prior to Jesus returning, which the prophet Daniel described in his 70-week prophecy. When this happens, Jesus will return to gather his children out of this atomic holocaust. More on these last 7 years in Prophecy Bite number 4. So is Donald Trump important? Yes, as he is playing an important role in God's overall plan by separating the US from the rest of the world. Our next news and Prophecy Bite are about why Brexit has to happen, so stick with us as things are getting exciting.